Morning, friends. Today we're going to talk about telling time before and after the hour, saying the same time in two different ways. You're going to need a couple different pages today, just so you know. You're going to need page 479, 480, 481, and 482. So if you don't have all four of those, make sure you have all four and put your name on them. So if you have to pause the video, great. You're also going to need, when you get back, beside your name, you're going to need a clock. If you don't have those, go get them. And let's get going on this. So the first time is taking a look here. Again, when you're looking at telling time, you're looking at the hour hand first. The hour hand equals short. So looking at this clock, the hour hand's between the 6 and the 7. We talked last week, if it's between two numbers, you go back to the smaller number. Unless you're at between the 12 and the 1, you go back. So you're always going back a number, an hour. Between 2 hours, you go back one on the clock. Between 12 and 1, you go back to the 12. Between 11 and 12, you go back to the 11. So here, it's not quite to the 7. It's still between the 6 and the 7. So we know that it's 6. And then if you're counting around to the minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So the time is 6:45. It says the same time on both clocks. How many different ways can you say this time? So what are some ways you can say that time? You can just say 6:45, right? Or write it in words, 6:45. So there's two ways to write this time. Think of the clock like a piece of pizza. For this one, you've got the little dot in the middle. This one right here is pointing to 45. You've got the pointing up to the hour, you got to the quarter hour, and you got to the half hour. So if you're breaking down a clock into 4 equal parts, you've got the first 15 minutes out of 60, which is quarter past. You've got another 15, which is 30 minutes, which is half past. You've got another 15 minutes, which is 15, 15, 15, which is 45, which is quarter till. And then you have another 15 minutes, which is on the hour. Oh, clock. So you've got quarter past over in this section. You've got half past when it's down pointing to the 6. You've got quarter till the next hour when it's got 15 minutes left. And that's how you break down a, blow this up a little bit so you can see it a little bit closer. You can break down a clock. So taking a look again, you've got 15-minute segments. If it's pointing over here to the 3, it's quarter past, 15 minutes. Half past is down at the bottom. Quarter till the hour here. Half past is 30 minutes out of 60. Now you're getting a little bit into fractions. So the way you could write it again is 6:45 is quarter till 7, or 15 minutes till 7. So there's some ways you can write that. Now the nice part about this, whatever I just explained on the back, is actually on the front. It's actually on the back if you look up here. So up here it says 15 minutes after 1 is quarter past 1. See the point to that 3 we just talked about? And over here, half past 1:30, it's 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is half past. 15 minutes is quarter past. This is quarter till or quarter to. Let's take a look down here. It says 2 ways to say 5:30. You can write half past 5 or 30 minutes past 5. Half past. Or it could even write 30 minutes till 6. 30 minutes before 6. In 30 more minutes, so it'll be 6 o'clock. So there are 3 different ways you can write 5:30, 30 minutes past 5, or 30 minutes before 6. Over here, so complete the clock so they stay at the same time. This one's done for you. It's 2:30. 2:30 is 2:30. So it says 6:45. I'm going to go 6:45. So I have 6:45 or 6:15. 6:15 is 6:15. Quarter past. Quarters are not 25s in time. Quarters are 15s. 15, 15, 15, and 15 equals 60. So what time is it? It's 6:45. What does that mean? It means in 15 minutes, it'll be 7 o'clock. So you can use this sheet right here to complete your math on your own. So here's your math on your own, page 481. I would use this sheet. I'd have it handy dandy right next to it. Don't even bother turning this one because we just did it together. Don't need it turned in. But use this right here to answer these questions. So it says complete. So both clocks show the same time. Then write the time before or after the hour. 4:45. So the first thing you do is identify the hour hand, which is the 4, which is between the 4 and the 5. And then 45. Well, there's no 45 on the clock. I would use this handy dandy clock and figure out, well, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Let's point to the 9. 4:45. So it says blank minutes before 5. Well, the beauty of this clock right here is that let's go back to 4:45. Here's 4:45. And it says how many minutes before 5. Well, let's count how many minutes it takes. You count by 1s or count by 5s. I like just to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. It's 15 minutes before 5. So use this clock as your resource to answer. Right. Show the clock hands, 12:15. Remember, do the hour hand first. That's first, and then this is second. And then again, first, second. Look at the clock hands, write it in. A little high order thinking down at the bottom. It says, what time will it be in 30 minutes? Write this time 2 different ways. So here's what you do. You look at this time, you say, okay, well, let's see. Let's find out what time it is. Write the time over here. Well, it's between the 5 and the 6. That's my hour. That means it's 5. And I'll put it on this clock right here, between the 5 and the 6. There's my clock here. So 5, and then I've got to figure out, well, it's pointing to the 3. It's not 5, 3. 5, 5, 10, 15, 5, 15. So now it says, what time will it be in 30 minutes? So we have to add 30 to this. Now, sometimes you can just add 30 to it. Great, and it turns out fine. Right? You have 5:15, you add 30 minutes, because this is minutes and this is minutes. 5 plus 0 is 5, and 3 plus 1 is 4, and 5. Sometimes it doesn't work, because if you just add it, you might go to a noon hour. So let's double check with our clock. 5:15 plus 30 minutes. Let's go 30 minutes. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Well, 5:45. Yes, that works out well. So now it says write this time, 5:45, 2 different ways. One way is to write it's quarter till, or quarter to, well, let's see, 5, 10, 15 is that quarter to 6. You can also write it as how many minutes past the hour. How many minutes is it past 5 o'clock? Let's go back, and here's 5 o'clock, and you go all around to 45, so it's 45 minutes. 4 or 5 minutes past 5. Last but not least, if you have to pause this and take a look and copy that in, great. This is tough. What time will it be in 50 minutes? So look at the clock, between the 9 and the 10. And it's right here. So the first thing you need to know is how much. This is 9:40. Why is it 9:40? Well, let's see. 9 is the hour. And then 40 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 9:40. Great. So we established that. But we have to add 50 minutes to it. I can't add 50 minutes to this. It doesn't work. Got to use the clock, and I got to go increments of 5. So we got to go 50 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Whoa! Now what time is it? Because if I would have added this, it would have been 9:90. That doesn't work. There's no such thing as 9:90. That doesn't work. So this is a time. It's between the 10 and the 11. And it's at the 6, which is 30 minutes. So now I have to write that 2 different ways. So if you get out this handy dandy wonderful sheet here, it says when it's 30 minutes after an hour, it's past. Half past 10. Or 30 minutes before, 30 minutes before. So it's half past 10. So here's 10. And you go half past 10. Or 30 minutes until before 11. This is tough stuff down at the bottom. So pause that for a minute and get that filled in. On the back it says McGill is meeting a friend at 4:30. Show 4:30 here. So 4:30 is, again, use this as your clue. 4:30. Write the hands, write the time. You'll be able to knock that out. Train left the station at 6:55. What are 2 other ways to say this time? Well, 6:55, I would put on your clock. There's 6:55. So the first thing I would do is try to get to the closest hour. The closest hour is here. Let's go 5 more minutes. And 5 minutes is going to be 7 o'clock. 5 minutes to 7. Okay. Or go back to the previous hour. So 5 minutes, the closest hour is 7. If you go back 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 55 minutes past 6. Going down to the bottom. So again, you're looking at this. You got to go to the nearest hour and go back to the previous hour to figure out your answers here. It says draw a clock with the hands that show 11:45. Let's draw a clock over here. We're at 11:45. Then write 2 ways to say it. Well, 11:45. Draw it. And if you come over here, you're going to be using this one right here when it's at the 45. Now this is 4. This isn't 11:45 I like to answer, but this is going to be some of the language you're going to want to use on that. Give this one a shot. Draw the hands for 11:45 and say it 2 different ways. You're going to say it's quarter till or 4 to 5 minutes past. James gets home at 6 o'clock. He starts his homework at 6:15. What time does James start his homework? 4:15. So 4:15. Use this over here, friends. Use this. 4:15. 4:15 is how many? 15 minutes. 6:15. What? 6:15. Increments of 15 minutes. Here it says 4:15. It's 15 minutes after 1. 1:15. 15 minutes. So which one says 6:15? Find it. Color it in. And that is telling time today. So get that clock, get that turned in. If you have any questions, come see me.